Hey everybody, this is Meowth, that's right, and you probably noticed that our intro looks a little bit different than it normally does today, and that's because one of our subscribers decided to go out of his way and spend a little bit of time and make a different intro for us, and we thought it was pretty darn cool, so we wanted to showcase it once. And if anybody out there is looking for somebody to make them a really cool introduction, go ahead and check him out. And I'm gonna butcher your name, sorry about that. I believe his name is said Mahmoud Baridi. But anyway, we're gonna leave his link in the description. Go check him out if you guys are interested. Before we get started, if you guys could do me a really big favor and slam that like button, let's see if we can get this up to 60 likes. That'd be awesome. Battlefield 4. This is a game that's been taking up an enormous amount of my time. When I have so many things that I need to do that are way more important, I just cannot seem to pry myself away from this game. I'm already a level 66 in this game, and my skin is fusing to the seat of my chair, and the doctors tell me that's not really a good thing, but I really enjoy playing Battlefield 4. I don't know how people are already up to level 103, you know, it just seems like as much of my time as it takes up, I don't see how anybody could be playing it more than I do. There's so much to do. You can strafe people in jets all day long. I mean, as long as you don't get shot down. You can terrorize people in helicopters, whether it's a scout helicopter or the attack helicopter. Hell, for that matter, you can take a transport helicopter and crash it into somebody, and that'll really ruin their day. There's also tanks, light armored vehicles, jet skis, boats, ATVs, transport vehicles, and pretty much anything that you can possibly think of that you'd want to use on the battlefield, you can go ahead and use it. And if you're somebody who really likes to play as infantry, the gunplay in this game is amazing. And from my point of view, it really has everything that you could possibly want in a first-person shooter. It even has parrots. But in all seriousness, this game really is awesome. I feel like all the vehicles are very well balanced, despite what some people might think. I think that there's not one vehicle that is the best vehicle, period, in the game. There's always something else that could take it out pretty darn well. And same way for the guns too. I don't really feel like any of them are overpowered. The only gun that I've come across that I feel like is really overpowered is the one that's killed me. I mean, come on, right? But I really do enjoy all the guns I've used so far. I feel like the reload times bring a nice dynamic into the game. It's not too fast, it's not too slow. Even knifing somebody in this game, it's extremely satisfying when you manage to actually pull off that knife on somebody and take their dog tags. Now, I'm not a big fan of the whole animation knife scene, just because, you know, if you try to knife somebody in the middle of a big gun battle where there's 2 or 3 guys around, I don't want to sit there and be at the mercy of somebody else shooting me and not be able to do anything about it. Now, that is, of course, because I really like to run in, use all my weapons, and I feel like this just takes knifing off the table, unless you manage to sneak up on a bunch of people that aren't looking your way. I know it's possible to swing your knife without going into the animation, but I've never actually successfully seen hit markers when I actually swing my knife at somebody. And if you can actually damage them, I want to see some damn hit markers. I am really loving this game, and so far, one of my favorite kinds of things to do is to go blow up the attack boats in one way or the other, or shoot down a fat chopper and get fat off of all those kills. Now, even though I can't seem to pull myself away from the game, I'm not blind to the fact that it still has a whole host of problems. It's got glitches, bugs, lag of various sorts. This instance here, where I got stuck up on this rail after driving up the hill, really pissed me off, because if they're going for realistic physics and everything, the weight of that vehicle would have crushed that rail, the LAV would have fallen down into the ditch, and yeah, maybe I wouldn't have been able to use it, but at least it wouldn't be as annoying as being able to get into it right there and thinking that there's a chance that you could drive it off. The game does still crash a lot. Some days you may have a lot of crashes, and other days you may not have any. I know the other day when I was playing, it seemed like the only games that I could get to the end of the round were the games that I joined in late, so I only got there in time to collect a loss, and that really pisses me off when I'm doing good and I've earned a win and then I get dropped. There's also the random origin disconnects, which that happened to me all the time in Warfighter, so I guess I'm used to it, but it doesn't mean that it's okay. Another glitch that seems to be particularly annoying to me is not getting hit markers when you shoot your opponent. Sometimes I'll be shooting my opponent long after they're dead, or a while after they're dead, because I didn't see any hit markers ever, and you never really know that point when they die, because sometimes the thing that says you have killed so-and-so comes up just a little bit late, so you continue shooting until you see some kind of indication that they're gonna die, and that just sucks. I know we see rubber band lag in a lot of modern games now, and it's quite annoying. Here's another example where I kept lining up the shot on, the guy I was dogfighting, and then I would get rubber banded off of it, and it was getting to a point where I was just feeling like, I don't want to be in this damn jet, it's making me seasick. I mean, not really, but it's not pleasant to look at when it keeps bouncing every time you get to your target, and you're thinking like, well, geez, I would have had this guy blown away a long time ago. But you can't, because it keeps warping you everywhere. I know I probably put up with a lot more problems playing Battlefield 4 than maybe most people should have to, but that's of course because I'm used to playing Warfighter, and Warfighter in its current state is much worse than Battlefield 4 ever was for me. EA really dropped the ball with Medal of Honor Warfighter, but the good news is that Battlefield is their baby, and they've got DICE working around the clock to try to make sure they're fixing all the problems. And you can't really expect a game of the magnitude of Battlefield 4 to release without any problems. There's a lot of variables that go into making a game like this and making it play well online, so don't worry, the game will be getting fixes. Maybe it's not all going to get fixed at once, but they are on the mother. In the comments down below, be sure to leave me your thoughts on Battlefield 4, and also let me know what game you're putting most of your time into.